A priest is walking down the street one day when he notices a very small boy trying to press a doorbell on a house across the street. However, the boy is very small and the doorbell is too high for him to reach. After watching the boy's effort for some time, the priest moves closer to the boy's position. He steps smartly across the street, walks up behind the little fellow and, placing his hand kindly on the child's shoulder, leans over and gives the doorbell a solid ring. Crouching down to the child's level, the priest smiles benevolently and asks, "And now what, my little man?" To which the boy replies, "Now we run." A college physics professor was explaining a particularly complicated concept to his class when a pre-med student interrupted him. "Why do we have to learn this stuff?" The frustrated student blurted out. "To save lives," the professor responded before continuing the lecture. A few minutes later, the student spoke up again. "So, how does physics save lives?" The professor stared at the student without saying a word. "Physics saves lives," he finally continued, "because it keeps the idiots out of medical school." Two guys rob a store. They burst out the door running as they hear the sirens of cop cars coming closer. The two dive into two separate bushes, hoping they won't get caught. Soon the cop cars stop near the bushes and the two robbers, hearing footsteps, grow more nervous. A cop then grabs one of the guys out the bush laughing, "Bastard!" As he drags the robber off, he looks back shaking his head in shame. "Come on, John," he screams. "They got us." Buba was from the lower valley and he decided he wanted to get married to his sweetheart. So, while enjoying some grits and gravy for dinner one evening, Buba brought up the subject with his pa and ma. "Buba, you can't get married yet," insisted Ma. "You're the baby of the family." "But Ma," Buba protested, "I just had my 38th birthday last week." "We know that, Buba," Pa said, "but your ma and me think you should put off getting married until after you graduate from high school." A woman walks up to an old man sitting in a chair on his porch. "I couldn't help but notice how happy you look," she said. "What's your secret for a long, happy life?" "I smoke 3 packs a day, drink a case of beer, eat fatty foods, and never ever exercise," he replied. "Wow, that's amazing," she said. "How old are you?" 26. Doctor: "Did you take the patient's temperature?" Nurse: "No. Is it missing?" First snake: "I hope I'm not poisonous." Second snake: "Why?" First snake: "Because I bit my lip." A man that was drinking all day goes into a bar. He demands a beer and is denied. Yet he keeps asking the bartender. Finally, the bartender grabs him and throws him out. Another man is walking by and the man who was thrown out stops him. He says, "Hey, I'll bet you $100 that I'm Jesus Christ." The man walking by laughs at him and says, "Make it $500 and you got yourself a bet." The man claiming to be Jesus said, "Come with me into this bar and I'll prove it." So they walk in and sit down at the bar. Suddenly, the bartender comes from the back of the bar and sees the man he threw out. Angrily, the bartender looks towards the man he just threw out and says, "Jesus Christ, I told you to stay out of here." The walking by man looks amazed and pays the man his $500. A lady dropped her handbag in the bustle of a holiday shopping. An honest little boy noticed her drop the handbag, so he picked it up and returned it to her. The lady looked into her handbag and commented, that's funny. When I lost my bag, there was a $20 bill in it. Now there are $20 and one." The boy quickly replied, "That's right, lady. The last time I found a purse, the owner didn't have any change for a reward." A man enters into a bar and the waiter comes and asks him, "What do you want to drink, sir?" The customer points out to a guy laying on the floor and replies, "Whatever that guy was drinking."